Hey, so this is the first time we're talking about wizards in a very, very long time. I think it's actually been like close to a year since we've talked about wizards. And I said I didn't want to talk about wizards because, like, they just.
I don't want to fucking talk about wizards, make me sad.
I just don't want. Look, it's been a long time since I played 5e. If someone asked me, do you want to play a 5e game? I would be like, sure. What? If it's something that I'm already friends with, yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not.
I guess I like you as a person, so sure.
Yeah, but I would never sign up for just Randos to play 5e. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's just odd.
Go on a Reddit post and I'm looking for a 5e campaign. Oh boy.
That's my views on wizards, D&D as far as I'm concerned. So I've just been trying to avoid this because, again, it's just not good for my health, if I be honest with you. And I think it's not good for anyone's health to dwell on this company because, let's be serious, they're kind of trashed and they have their own problems. But anyway, so what's everyone melting about? What's everyone freaking out about? So do you want to jump into this one, Garbu? Do you want to lead this post then?
Man, the privilege of reading a Grum's post. Wow, I'm literally shaking and pissing. D&D creators Gygax and others are erased and slandered at the same time. WOTC and Hasbro just released a new player's handbook and Dragon Master's Guide, as well as the 40th anniversary Making of D&D book, whose forward slams original creators and attempts to distance themselves. Do they really? Like slam them?
Yeah, well, look, let's jump into this. So, this guy co-created one of the most important games of all time, but you hardly ever hear about it from the current IP holders. I wonder why that is. Because he was forced out of the company, you know what I mean? Even before Wizards was about.
Let's see. Oh, I have seen this. Okay, hold on.
Right, so.
Some language in the first iteration of D&D presents a moral quandary. No, it doesn't. The documents reproduced in this book include many pages of charts and tables alongside lists of monsters, spells, and magic items. But that game content also includes a virtual catalog of insensitive and derogatory language, words that are casually hurtful to anyone with a physical or mental disability or who happens to be old, fat, non-conventionally attractive, indigenous, black, or a woman.
What?
Somehow I fucking doubt that, dude.
You're gonna need to show me what all this is, because I thought you told me there was all this in the game and I didn't know about it.
Whoa, cool! A +2 Indian slaying sword. Yeah, okay. None of that shit. Oh man, a sword of slavery. Great, take that, dark skin. None of that shit exists. It's amazing how the Reddit mind stank can just infect so many things.
It can exist if you want to exist. We can make it happen. Do you want
to
make it happen?
The word casually hurtful is so funny. That's me. I'm always casually hurtful to everybody.
Right. I'm gonna say. What do they actually have to say? So keep going.
So some people have charitably ascribed this language to authors working from bad assumptions. In the 1970s, historical war gamers in America were predominantly white middle-class men because we win. Yeah. We like war. We want war everywhere. We don't want to pretend war because we love war. Ooh, crushing the others.
I'm just gonna put it out here. See, when you talk to a woman about history, and then the second you say if you meet a woman and she says she enjoys history, ask her about World War II tanks and watch her just
eyes glaze over.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but guys just like war, and there is some women that do really enjoy history, but it's just kind of different, and they do enjoy things in a different manner, and that's okay. You know what I mean?
Dude. If a woman whispered Panzer IV, Oss-G in my ear, I'd come. No joke. I'll just spaff right there. Oh, God. Stug 4. Just done. So, let's see here. It isn't surprising that they would dub a class of soldiers the fighting man, because... Oh my God.
What they mean to,
in the 1970s, the only female soldiers were MPs, more or less. All of them were fighting men. They were fighting man. This man fights. The female soldier has not been as prolific until modern time. Yes, there were female fighters all through history. There were female pirates, female Vikings, yada yada. But predominantly, fighting's always been done by the man. I mean, it's kind of how it is.
It's pretty much men would take up 99.998%.
99.9% of warriors are all men. It's just how it was.
And even then, it's still an incredibly new concept to the point of most how many women are actually infantry?
Not a lot.
You know, even in modern standards when it comes to actually.
Now, even though me and Neck say this, the female warrior is still hot as shit. Like that's my that is a like no one hates a female warrior, but you can't just finger wave or finger wag at like 99.9% of soldiers in history have been men. There were some
gender. Oh no, Garb, I've got one for you. Actually, hold on. Let me through this up.
The thing is, you would know this. Even during the Napoleonic Wars, there were females hiding as males because some girls they go, I want war. Some women go, I want to kill a bitch. So I saw it. Yeah, like the means about it. Well, just look at this faggot. You know?
I thought this one was
1,000 years ago, a crying, mournful little girl lays her favorite doll at her brave father's grave. So, science today. Well, just look at this faggot. I love her, like, you know, you're at Mount Vesuvius, the ash is coming down, like, hey, buddy, you've been my best friend for years, let's hug. All right, let's hug. And then, like, 1,000 years later, well, look at these gay faggots, you know?
I mean, it's the same thing. Like, what is it where they just cannot understand any form of, like, friendship at all? Like, look at the whole thing with time.
No. Oh, dude, don't you dare. Don't you dare get me started on this bullshit, how men and women can't be friends.
Right, look, let's keep going. Otherwise, we'll get derailed, and there's some other stuff that I do want to cover. I do want to cover other stuff in this video, guys, okay?
Let's see. But when in the Page of the Greyhawk, the description of the Queen of the Cock Dragons includes a dig at women's lib, the misogyny is revealed as a conscious choice. It's called tongue-in-cheek humor, okay? If you can take dicks, you can take a joke. All right, come on, just get with it. Like, it's called a joke. If we didn't joke about you, if true equality means you're gonna get dug at. All right.
I know, that sounds kind of
that's like how it is.
Bigoted, Garber. What's that about, man? Like, you know, that's just not.
That's kind of bigoted, actually. Let's see here. The misogyny is revealed as a conscious choice. It's an unfortunate fact that women seldom appear in original D&D. When they do, they're usually portrayed disrespectfully. Okay. Meanwhile, men are ripped and muscular, must be fucking not wearing shirts. Let's see
all
here.
I'm saying is, see bodybuilding, it's one of the most homoerotic things you can ever get into. Because let's be serious, people like, oh, muscles? Oh, yeah, I'd be like that.
Nice quads, bro.
Yeah,
thanks, bro.
Yeah. Like, let's be serious. See, when it comes to, like, men with muscles, you're not going to get women compliment you at all. Like, you're just not.
It's always men, yeah.
It's always like, whoa, fuck up. Yeah.
Hey, man, nice backstrap. Thank you. Hey, man, I saw you working. Awesome triceps. Thanks,
how many women do you know that, like, are obsessed with Arnold Schwarzenegger? To how many men?
Fucking none. That Arnold is a male icon for other males.
Like, he just is.
Oh my God, Arnold! Those. Oh man, look at his traps. Oh, I want those traps.
It's like, give me a break. Thing is, like, the worst thing about it is, it is kind of gay to be like, mate, that's pretty cool. Like, you know, oh, that muscle, oh, that does look nice and all. But then, like, if you don't like it, it makes you even gayer. Think about it.
I hate how muscular he is.
It's toxic masculinity. That makes you even gayer for not appreciating man muscles. And I don't even know how that. It's
the soy boy fears the man muscle.
Yeah. Oh my word! Right.
All right. We're about slavery. Yeah. I can't wait for this one. Hooray! Let's see here. Slavery appears in original D&D not as a human tragedy that devastated generations over centuries, but as a simple commercial transaction. Yes, because it's not modern times.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! Like, we had a whole video on slavery, didn't we? I remember that shit.
I think we did a while back. Yeah.
Like, of course, now we know it's a goddamn tragedy, but back then, they're like pre-medieval, pretty much. It's just part of fucking nature at that point.
Par for the course, like.
Yes, I mean, slavery through history, slavery is just par for the course.
The thing is, it would almost.
You're gonna have your dark times.
It would almost be evil. Like, if you think about it like this, right? Say you're a warrior nation, you conquer the enemies that have been leading you constantly. It would almost be an evil not to take your enemies as slaves and use forced labor, because it would do it to your own people, though. Does that make sense? It almost is, in that, because we are so used to the idea of machines being able to do, like, see, before machines, at best you had like a horse. You know what I mean? Like, what did you?
You're a small underage child.
Yeah, like,
go, Gregory.
You know what I mean? Like, let's be serious. Like, it wasn't a fun time. Like, before I always love this idea, and I've talked about it before a few times actually, where what would happen if the Romans decided, for whatever reason, that they were done with slavery and they didn't want it. like, the Lumens were capable of steam engines. Like, they definitely had the technology to be able to build a steam engine. What happens if they could have done that? What would the world look like today if they had done so? It's such an, you know what? It's such an unusual aspect of in today's
Are you
world
trying to
where-
imply that? Hold on. Are you trying to imply that slavery pushes those towards invention?
I would argue slavery retards invention, because what
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay, I see that.
it
Yeah.
would be the idea of, well, so we need to play this field. We've only got, like, you know, a few boys. What can we do about that? I don't know. And then what do? You end up making a machine that can do the job of like 100 people. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just. But the thing is, if you've got 100 people sitting there, well, I may as well just use 100 people, because that's so much easier to do than building a machine. You know, think of it like a pencil. All right, let's imagine a pencil. There's not one human being in the world that can make a modern day pencil by themselves, right? Like, you know, let's say just the wood alone.
I mean, I've done it, but okay.
Okay,
sure.
okay. Well, no, you didn't, because how did you cut down the tree?
Oh, for God's sakes!
Now think about it.
You're being semantical
No,
right now.
no, I'm
You
not
go
being
chop down a tree and mine the lead.
No, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm on about. I'm talking about that. You need to have human cooperation for all this to work. And before we had machines, we had, you know, and you know the weirdest thing is slaves don't really happen all that much in places that have tons and tons of humans. So let's look at like China, for instance. Like, yeah, they had slaves, but they're used very differently. Like, you know, again, you could argue serfs and all that sort of stuff. It's interesting whenever you really look into the history of slavery. Now, all I'm saying is, before anyone you love slavery, no, I think slavery is probably one of the worst things that have ever happened, and I do believe the sooner humans moved away from that, the better. And I think if we moved away from slavery much sooner, we would have achieved so much more. Like, we'd be at Mars right now, guys, if not further. We'd probably be a Titan if we could have pulled that off. But
Well, that should be probably less war, less suffering.
all in good
all in-
times, you know what I mean? Which, you know, is hard to argue about. But look, let's just enjoy a somewhat, not quite medieval, but a set in some distant, faraway
even
land.
then,
You're gonna
if
have-
you want to have an obviously evil, like say you want a race this is the obviously evil culture and race, you go boom, slavery, and you know, oh, they're bad people. Like you just know off the bat, like okay, they're bad.
Yeah, pretty
Like
much.
it's like slavery is a like a narrative MacGuffin for these people are bad.
Yeah.
Like, hey, they have slaves. Oh shit, fuck those dudes. Like, because no one likes slavery. For no one wakes up and goes, you know what? I want to own people.
You know what?
No one does that
You
now.
know what I think's really cool? I love the way North Korea has them like 3-generation like prison camps, and they just like work you to death. That's like I would love to live in a society where that was like a thing. I think that would be so good. I just love it.
So the thing is, there's been a hot debate on turning prisons, like American prisons, into like places that grow food.
Yeah.
Like not a plantation. Plantation has obvious derogatory comebacks
Yeah.
to it, but like basically, if you're a prisoner, you have all the spare time. Fuck you. Go make food. Like go raise cattle or raise sheep or raise goats or have an orchard.
I think they do that anyway to some degree, like with American prisons.
No.
There's a lot of like work.
Not,
You guys not like
not in terms of mass food production. But
No.
like me, the folk think, hey, if you're gonna do time for a crime, at least provide for your fellow citizen. And you
Yeah.
teach these prisoners how to grow food, how to cultivate. They do learn they certain skills. However, if you're racist, you go, well, it's full of black people. Like, no, there are white prisoners and tan prisoners and black prisoners. Like, there are prisoners of. I know, but the thing is, it's weird because like I don't want to make it political, but like there are certain leanings here in the States that go, well, the prisons are full of blacks, so if you make blacks grow food, you're a plantation. Like there are other people in prison. I forgot. Like, but even then, like
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I like, you can all be racist all you want, but like I just don't like the idea of like, say if you've done like a horrible crime, like in the UK, we'll just give you like a PS5. Do you know what I mean? Like, no, you need to be doing something. Why should I be paying tax? So people that have done horrible things,
have you heard of the, hold on, have you heard of the new transition for prison labor. They're gonna you're gonna love this shit. Prisoners want to make money to go to commissary and buy things, but they can't. But they don't trust to do a lot of stuff. So what do? You have the prisoners. I swear to God, you have the prisoners work remote via VR sets to work robots in warehouses.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So you have legions of prisoners wearing those headsets. You know the scene from fucking Ready Player One where the guys like moving boxes in his little cells? They want to do that with prisoners.
I mean, like, you know what? I don't think there's anything wrong with keeping them occupied and busy. Like, frankly, I would actually appreciate that. If I was in jail, I would die of boredom. You know, I would actually be happy to just be able to, like, do something, you know? For me
but, like, the thing is, like, you know, because, you know, people say, well, if you can go farming, they're trying to kill each other because you have, like, you know, tools.
Yeah, I suppose.
But if you have, or like even like manufacturing, there's always machines that can get crushed in, or you shove someone into and crush them. So what do? Well, we have all these robots because Elon put out those controlled AI bots. So what do? You have all these prisoners hooked up to these VR sets who work the robots. So you have a Bezos warehouse full of robots that are lifting things in little controlled pads. Now, some are saying, well, they could use those robots to kill somebody, which is true. They could do that. They could have a robot go rogue and crush some poor woman to death and they get a murder charge. But more or less, if it's a well-behaved prisoner, you're like, hey, we're going to give you a job. You take that well-behaved prisoner who's not really a homicide risk, and you have them work in a warehouse remotely.
I mean, that sounds pretty dystopian, mate, not going to lie.
It is extremely dystopian. I was like, what the fuck?
I'll show you this one. So we were talking about jail and stuff on the Gumroad Discord the other day, and I honestly don't believe jail works as a deterrent. But then I was reminded about this. So do you remember this? Can you see this, Garbo? So, do you remember them, like, Russian targets that ended up, like...
Oh, yeah.
And remember they got, like, the copper wire around the balls and they got zapped on TV?
The ball tasers, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just putting it out here. I think that would work to deter a lot of crime. Just
look, if you rob that store, we're gonna shock your balls. Okay?
We're gonna live stream.
We're gonna shock your balls till you come. Okay, live on camera.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure everyone.
No, please no.
I'm telling you right now, that would put. That would deter. I think in Greece, that would drop crime overnight by like what 60% maybe.
Yeah, even public executions will like, hey, if you do this crime, we're gonna hang you in a square. Everyone's gonna see. We're gonna hang you. Everyone's gonna see you piss your pants and shit yourself when you die. Okay, if you do this crime, we're gonna hang you alive on air. I just don't, live on Twitch.
See, the other thing is, I just don't agree with the death penalty because genuinely, I just think it's an easy way out.
Some people need killing. Yeah. Just brush your hands off. Kill that bad pup. Move on.
Anyway, look, sorry. We are 20 minutes in and we haven't even got to Elon, so will we skip on ahead? So,
all right.
That goes for fantastical medieval war games campaigns that make up original D&D were created by and sold to a wargame community.
Exclusively white middle-class men.
So, this is what Wizards is just being.
White men. White men.
Don't care about any of this sort of stuff. So anyway, what did Elon have to say? Nobody.
I still crack up that Elon said, you know what? I want to reply to a Grumps post.
I know. Nobody, I don't mean nobody gets to trash Gary Gygax and the geniuses who created Dungeons and Dragons. What the fuck is wrong with happening? Wizards Goose. May they burn.
Imagine being a company and there's this huge fucking mogul who's launching spacecraft and honestly crushing it and goes, and that man says, I hope your company burns in hell.
You know the thing is,
you know what? You're not going to Mars. Fuck you. Who did Elon? Wait.
The thing is, no matter what way you look at it, is Elon kind of cringe? Yes, he is. However, is he very impressive with what he's managed to achieve?
He's a very productive cringe lord. You can say that.
He's a productive cringe lord. You know what?
Because could I make rockets? No. Is he kind of? So, do I think he's kind of cringe? Sometimes. Is his body kind of weird? A little bit. But can I do rockets? No.
Is he a bit of an all?
Go on, Elon.
It's one of those ones.
Who also plays Diablo?
Yeah. Actually, no, not going to talk about Diablo. Anyway, so what I kind of wanted to go on to now is there's a ton of people. There's a ton of more.
Bob the World Builder. I'm leaving. I'm going away.
Well, I'm leaving. There's quite a few left-leaning,
left-leaning Reddit lords.
Yeah, that are now. This has been going on since the election, where a lot of people on Twitter are like, "I'm leaving. We're going to what's the new one called? Blue Butterfly or something."
Blue Sky.
Blue Sky. So they're all going to Blue Sky, and I like, you know what? Thank God.
Which is a liberal shithole. You go there, you step out of line even slightly, they ban you. Like there, they like mass report you.
So it's old.
So basically, it's basically it's Reddit. Like it's basically a fucking live action Twitch Reddit. Well, at this point,
look, my view is I'm happy about that. Whenever Tumblr went down, I laughed. I thought it was the best thing ever. But actually, it destroyed the internet. It really did. It really did.
Well, remember a video like that was a containment pin for retards, and they all got loose.
Like, it really was. It destroyed everywhere else online. You guys can laugh all you want, but there was one point in time where Reddit was a completely usable and functional website. It wasn't always like loony bins. I think it was like it was 2015. It was sometime in 2015. It just got out of hand. So that it was that the US election just completely melted people, and that's whenever it really went out the window. In my eyes,
again.
Anyway. Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. It was definitely on the decline since like 2011 or so, but like 2015 was the nail in the coffin.
Bro, modern Twitter is fucking awesome, dude.
Oh, Twitter's great. Honestly,
like,
you guys need to get on it. Like, genuinely.
Like, it's kind of replaced 4chan for me, because like this is a better 4chan at this point.
It is very heavily. It's pole light at the minute. Like, see, there's some of the stuff that comes to me.
Pole light.
I would describe it as pole light at the minute. It's mad. Like, honestly.
Well, like, you're not wrong, but it's just kind of funny saying that. It's like it's like Splenda pole in a way, It's
like pole, but a lot less N words, or like a lot less of that sort of stuff. So like. I don't really want to talk about like point and laugh at the libtards, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure you guys can check that out yourself. What I would like to talk about is what would Elon do if, in this hypothetical question, he did go ahead and buy the coast? What do you think he would implement, and what would he do going forward? Again, this question isn't what me or Garblu would personally do, but what do we think Elon would do? And I think that's a more interesting question. So
he'd make it based.
Yeah, I think he would. I think he would cut the staff. He would do the same thing as what he did to Twitter, and like cut the staff by like 80%. And frankly, I completely agree with that. I know, right? I do not believe you need half the staff. Like, frankly, to me, it's embarrassing that Wizards has that many staff and they produce such little.
And just still, they have that many people, and they still can't fuck a doorknob correctly. It's fucking amazing. It's
so bad. Like, it's embarrassing though. It really is. Like, I'd be embarrassed by Wizards. Like, genuinely. Like, it's just, how can you guys just keep going at such a poor rate? Like, I know people like working out of their bedrooms that pump out twice as much material at a much higher standard. Do you know what I mean? It's like, hey, can you guys not sort that out? So like, well, first, what would Elon do? Cut the staff in half. I think he would definitely have worked on Spelljammer a lot more. Like, let's be serious. Dude, Elon will make a whole new Spelljammer, like actual fucking ships and shit. Yeah, and also I do think he would make. Come to think, but no, it doesn't. I'm thinking like, does it have like a Starfinder? The way like Pathfinder has Starfinder. Wizards doesn't have like a space themed one at all, does it? No, I don't think so. Do what now? Does Wizards have its own like sci-fi setting? I'm gonna Google that actually, because I've honestly no idea. I think they do. It's fuck, what's it called? Hold on. It's not Dark Matter. That's an old one. It's hold on, no. So go back and scroll up. The literally AI does it for you nowadays. Okay. So Dark Matter, Star Dive, Eberron. That's what it is. Eberron. Is Eberron sci-fi? I mean, pretty much. It's the current like Soyjaks fucking sci-fi. Yeah. Okay. I'll let it be sci-fi, even though it would be cyberpunk. I don't care. Honestly, this is death metal. This is grindhouse. It's like, oh god. Anyway. Look. Where would Elon with it? I think he would definitely. I think he would fire most of the Soyjaks. I think he would streamline it. Honestly, like genuinely. Well, he probably actually make them work too. Yeah, like, you would definitely going through and reading the new edition in Barnes and Nobles, because I'm not buying that shit. I was like, really? Like, they put so much work into like, oh, the page is so beautiful with its micro worlds and art, like, but the pages just suck ass. Like, the DM guy is a fucking joke. Like, I went in and I saw a few pages. Hey, that's one guy. Hey, get the PDF. Because yeah, this to be a few pages. I'm like, what is this? Like, it's basically fucking
kindergarten D&D for people who will fucking cut themselves so they get a bad roll. It's fucking cringe, dude.
Yeah, please stop. Honestly, it's not fun at all. So what else? You know what? Genuinely, so my view is, I think I'm at the point where I believe freelancers are a lot better than employees for a lot of companies, because, let's be serious, a lot of freelancers can make so much more money, and if you're good at what you do, like look at artists, for instance, like all the best artists, are they working for companies? No, they're not working for companies. They're freelance, and they're doing it themselves because they have the customer base that so many people want their stuff. You know, a lot of like the best artists are just not going to settle for just that one company. And let's be serious, Wizards of the Coast don't pay that good. You know, let's be serious, they just don't pay that good. So that's what I would do. I would focus. I would cut. Honestly, I would cut down to like 90% of the staff. I would honestly go very heavy into freelance work. So I would, with a lot of people. I would also make more of, now this is a big problem that I see, and I think it's what happened to like White Wolf and stuff. You know, the way they made all their different settings and then they divided their fan base almost. Like, what would you do, Garbu, to avoid that, or would you make tons and tons of different settings?
Hold on, avoid what exactly?
So let's say, so for modern day wizards, they have like Forgotten Realms, and they're doing Dragonlance, aren't they? Well, what happens if someone just plays Forgotten Realms and they don't care about Dragonlance? They're never going to buy the Dragonlance book that you put out. So therefore, you're almost like dividing your customer base.
I mean, to be frank, right now they have so many different, I'm gonna do air quotes here, worlds, that if you have one centralized world and have expansions in that world, that's the best way to do it. You have one centralized canon that can't get fucked with.
Yeah.
One centralized, steady, established canon that you can work with whatever you want to do. I mean, honestly, like the one thing I don't get about D&D is that they have all these different sub-worlds. Like their map is like the size of a goddamn galaxy at this point. It's fucking ridiculous. And you have, remember we tried to rate like all of the D&D races, are like fucking 78 goddamn races and bullshit.
There was like loot of bullshit ones that are just like elf but not an elf type of mentality, you know what I mean? Dwarf,
like
but not dwarf.
Like, how big is your world where so many races came to be via either evolution or magical evolution? Like there's so many things there. How the fuck did so many, like, it's just inflated. Like, D&D got too big, and they tried to make it, we'll do this now. We'll do this now. And it's just so fucking inflated. Like, look at old D&D. Elf, human, dwarf. And had orc, bugbear, goblin.
Well, they had
like it was. What else do you know? Like the main core, goodies and baddies. They got you have trolls. You got the bugbear. Like it makes sense. Like even Baldur's Gate has less fucking races than D&D 5e.
Yeah,
like it's ridiculous.
Oh, it's Baldur's Gate.
Like remember, remember the old I remember the old D&D not D&D Baldur's Gate, a PS2 game from back in the day. Yeah. Like that game was a perfect fantasy world. You had plenty of extra races, but there wasn't an inflation of races. You know, it wasn't a fucking fat furry stream of just pure inflation.
Furries just ruined modern fantasy. Do you think?
No, actually, no. If anything, from what I've seen online, modern further trying to fix fantasy.
Oh, by the way, Garbrew, there's a furry in my Gumroad that's trying to commission art of. Remember in the other video we did where we had to pick like an animal, and I picked a seagull? He's already commissioned furry art. What did you pick again?
James the chippy eating seagull.
Yeah. What did you pick again? I can't remember. Like he's paying for it. I'm not even joking. Like it's really bad.
Like hold on, for both of us.
Yeah, I can't remember what you picked in that last video.
Oh no, that's not good.
I said also, like we're getting furry art commissioned against our will. Thanks.
Against our will. You're a seagull now. Great, I guess.
Thanks.
Great, thanks. Yeah.
Look, no, you know what? Okay, like let's get back on topic with Elon. I think, right? So they really want to go in this virtual tabletop only mindset. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I get why they're doing it. And if you're going from a purely business standpoint, I get it. They need to make money. And let's be serious, it may as well be a free-to-play game when it comes to like books and stuff. It is hard for them to make a lot of money, so it is, especially for what they're very bloated. I get why they're doing it. I would still do that. I would still like really try and expand on the virtual tabletop especially for people that can't play in person and stuff. I would definitely make that a thing. However, I would not do that at the expense of IRL games at all. And I feel like that's really what sets tabletop apart from video games, is because video games to me, like, don't be wrong, are they social? Well, yeah, kind of, you know, and you can still play with your mates and, like, you know, you can put on your headphones, but it's just not the same as playing in person. It's just not. And, like, you know, like, for people that are a bit older like us, like, you know, we remember LAN parties, we remember split screen. It was just a different time, and it just, please don't take that away. Please don't.
While I can't agree about how in-person is better, I'm just so used to playing online because I can't stand the modern game store anymore. Yeah, like it's just like, it's like, nah, I'm good. Like, it's just a polite but firm no.
Yeah.
But if I could, if say right now, I have 2 games, one Tuesday, one Friday. If I could have those games in person, I would.
Yeah.
I mean, automatically, no problem.
I prefer it personally as well. However, like, you know, whenever you're playing with people that are thousands of miles away, the options just ain't there. And let's be serious, when it comes to role-playing games, the player base isn't that big. Like, you know, let's be serious, I'm pretty sure most there's a good few video games that have a much larger player base than fucking role-playing games across the board. And then if you want to make it even smaller, think about, like, all the different systems. You know what I mean? Like, how many people, Garbu, do you think are playing the Veil Riders right now that are running that? Like, how many active do you think there are of the Veil Riders of your game at the minute?
I know there are 6. I know there are, because I get questions all the time about that. I know there are guys on YouTube play it. They're like the Fish Gang. But like I can say for sure 6.
So let's top it out at maybe 20.
Sure.
Let's go with that. You know what I mean? Like, how many people are you going to find that are up for that? You know, it's really hard to... It is just hard to find people, and especially people that you want to play with. And let's be serious, I can even admit this myself. I'm a bit of a freak. Most people that I come in contact with, like, I'm a very, like, you're the same. We are acquired personalities.
Tastes.
Yeah. You know, and I really do fall into the category of, whenever I come across most people will think, he's dead on, or, oh my god, please, I never want to see that fucker ever again in my life. Do you know what I mean? And I vice versa for me most of the time. You know, it is what it is. So it is hard to find people that you actually click with and people that you want to play with. So I got no issue with Wizards wanting to move more into like an online space, but I would not do that again at the expense of the IRL in-person mindset. And again, I think Elon gets this, because Elon seems to be very interested in the idea of like human interaction and stuff. Again, with the whole idea of buying Twitter and stuff, he is really fascinated in that. So I could understand him maybe trying to work with that in some weird way, shape, or form. You know, it's something that I would definitely be interested in seeing. However, is this something that... Could you see, like, would Elon ever, like, could he ever buy Wizards? Not that he, like, of course he could if he wanted to.
You could probably buy tomorrow for, like, chump change.
But would he want to? That's the bigger question. You know, what would he gain from it? What is he really getting from it? Is it going to...
The same thing he got from Max. You revert bad changes. You take things back to how it should be.
Yeah. What would you... Well, what would you revert back to? Would you revert to, like, late 80s with TSR era D&D, or would you...
No. See, the thing. I'm not talking reversion like back in like addition. I'm talking reversion to the attitude the game should be. Yeah. A reversion of mindset. I'm not one of those OSR boomers going, I like it back in 2.5 or some bullshit.
Yeah.
Just revert the game to the mindset and the game set it's supposed to be. It's not therapy. Okay? It's not a political statement. It's like, I tell my wife, hey, if anyone asks what I do, tell them I play pretend professionally. Because what we're doing, we're playing a game. We're playing pretend. This is the oldest kind of game one can ever play. A simple act of playing pretend.
Yeah.
Adults doing this and kids pretending to be soldiers in the woods fighting Nazis are the exact same fucking thing. We're playing pretend. Our game has more structure than our game has more structure than our games have more structure than a kid saying, "No, I'm a Panzer IV" and blowing her friends away.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. We're playing a game of make believe and pretend, but the whole game, the whole mental aspect has been corrupted.
Fucking gay, for lack of a better word.
Yes, I mean it's just the whole point of these games. And I'll say it over and over and over again is to go on an adventure, to do something I cannot become like an elf and go fight goblins. I can't do that. No matter how much surgery and slaves I buy, I can't go do that.
If you smoke enough meth, maybe you could do it for a couple of hours.
Maybe. If you fucking notes up on crocodile, cocaine, and meth, maybe you get about half an hour of that sense. But like you know, sometimes, but also I want to, like, for me as a forever DM, I like taking people on an adventure and seeing how people react. No other game on this fucking planet can allow me to fuck with people the way these games can.
And the
to give it
as well, like
to give a situation, here's a situation, and watch how people try and work through it. Now, it's the most abstract, and it's why I hate modern D&D, because it's taken the beauty of this thing we do, this niche thing we do, and they've just corrupted it and twisted it and just perverted it to absolutely insane levels.
I know, Garbo, like, let's take the worst aspects of MMOs and connect them to tabletop games. How does that sound? Let's do that. Does that sound good? I think that's a great idea.
I mean, okay.
What about lead finder? Can we do a dungeon finder? Oh my god, there's going to be a dungeon finder. Garbo, there's going to be a dungeon finder for the virtual tabletop, isn't there?
Now, here's the thing. Here's why I get kind of pissed. I don't get hired on these projects. I've reached out to several game companies going, hey, because you know you write out a plan, and it's basically a giant document where you lay out what your intentions are. And technically, absolutely, you could have a role-playing online game. You could have a dungeon finder, but you do it in the proper esoteric ways. Yeah. You don't have a dungeon finder. You go to an inn or a guild and look at parties up there on a board. There are ways to do it, but they're not easy. They require good writing. They require imagination, and the modern game developer lacks every fucking aspect they need to make this shit happen.
Well, that, and also, like, look at the idea of Wizards really wanting to incorporate an AI dungeon masters. Now, don't get me wrong, would an AI dungeon master work? I mean,
like Left 4 Dead does it, Helldivers kind of does it. Like, you could get it done.
It could, but is it the same as a human being? It's just not, you know. And I think this is where I kind of go into the more artsy mindset, because I'm very pro AI when it comes to a lot of things. I think AI has helped me no end do a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, there's the AI fights fucking constantly going on.
You know, for the most part I am pro AI, but when it comes to certain things, like please don't. Like, you know, I please never do that ever. It's kind of sad. It is sad whenever I think about it, but like, that's the way the world is going, and I think that's up to the people involved whether or not they choose it. You know, that's really all we can do. And you know, you can say that about anything really, like, you know, with the changing of time. You know, we really, I really buy into the idea that we are in, like, especially with AI and the internet, like, imagine AI and the internet hitting near enough in the same time period. Like, you know, when people look back on this and they say it's like, oh, there's like a 20-year gap distance between that, it's like, that's a blink in the eye, you know what I mean? Like, people are not going to recognize that at all. Like, you know what I'm going to really question, like, when Ozzy, like, whenever he's a bit older, he's like, you know, I'm older than AI, because AI is going to be implemented into everything. Absolutely. I think within, like, the next 20 years, we're not going to recognize the modern world at all. Like, genuinely, I think it's going to be it's going to be in your fucking vacuum cleaner. It's going to be in, honestly, if they can put AI.
I know some guy was like, some guy was trying to figure out why his fucking washing machine was using up 6 gigs of data every day or some bullshit.
Oh, I mean, have you seen that? It's mad. It's mad. Like, honestly, like, believe New World, that's all I can say. I think, like, you know, genuinely, 100 years war type of shit we're in for, like, straight up, like, print and press 2.0. You know, we are not in for a fun time ahead of us. Like, you know, look at fake news and all that sort of stuff, and look at how divisive even just Elon Musk is, you know, like, like, it's mad. It really is. We're really are at a turning point. But, like, where do you want to go with this, Garb? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to...
Well, what else has been said about this? Like, what else is being said on Twitter about this? Because we're on a Twitter thread pretty much. So what, has anything fucking absurd been said about it?
I don't think, well, bar like the usual retard takes, you know what I mean? So Thingy Heidi Gygax posted this. Now, this is the other thing that kind of annoys me about it all. Like, people can bitch and moan about Gygax all they want, but, like, your whole, like, even if he did change his mind or whatever, like, you still kind of hold him up to the standards of the 1970s to 2024. And I'm telling you right now, 2024 mindset to even 2014 mindset is night and fucking day. So, like, get over yourself. oh my god, I can't believe this guy did not think the exact same way I did. Obviously, he has evil. There's no other choice. He's just evil. Garbo, do you not know that? They have to. Anyway, like,
bro, the fucking soy mindset of he's not falling in line. Like, you got guys on TikTok who will have Tesla cars get, like, basically Elon is, I don't want to sound fucking gay as fuck here and schlong on fucking Elon's dick, but like, he's more or less he made Twitter free again. Like, when you really think about it, he unlocked Twitter's fucking doors and finally opened the goddamn portal back up.
Oh yeah, big time. And you know what?
But thing is that means they can't control what's being said on X anymore. There's no more fucking comment czars running around. You have community notes.
Oh, the community notes are beautiful though. I love them.
You have community notes exposing people for like, no, you're fucking lying. Here's the proof, and it's destroying narratives left and right, and they hate that shit.
I love it. Let's keep going. Right, so this is what Heidi has to say regarding the post by Ben Leggs, D&D co-creator Gygax was sexist. In my own opinion, much seems to be taken out of context and pieced together. I cannot verify the sources, although I truly believe they are incomplete and or incorrect. I think Frank Menser states his insight on this. I don't even know what the fuck that says.
Here, I think Frank Menser states his insights on this eloquently. As for my perspective, I do not believe my father was racist or misogynistic. Was he sexist? He was born in 1938 to a father born in 1880s and a mother born in 1906. He was raised in traditional Anglo-Saxon Protestant family with the traditional biblical family values where the male was the head of the family household. In my adult opinion, yes, this is sexist. It doesn't hold up to our more enlightened, enlightened standards today.
Put that in quotations, please.
Like, bro, our enlightened, we're very enlightened as the enlightened left sets buildings on fire. Suck my dick. So yet he was a loving father and a husband who valued all of his children and his wife. All three of his daughters played D&D with him at some point, but I happen to be the only one who still plays. In short, he wasn't perfect, but he was far from all of this negative accusations that are resurfacing, and I'm extremely proud as a strong independent female to have Gary Gygax as my father and my family legacy.
Yeah.
Again, you have these absolute fucking mongoloids who are and the worst thing is they don't actually fucking care. They're using this as a fucking stepping stone to promote themselves. It's basically virtue signaling.
I would argue the only reason why they have this vendetta against Gygax is so they are justified in warping and corrupting and changing whatever it is they want to change. You know, that's my view on the matter. I don't believe they actually cared ever to begin with. Don't get me wrong. Look, I'm more of an Arneson fan than a Gygax fan. I do enjoy like older styles of gameplay. I do really enjoy that, but I'm not like one of those I'm not like Bill the Dungeon Delver. Bill loves Gygax. Like, he absolutely loves him. Don't get me wrong. Do I appreciate what he did? Yeah, I definitely do. Would I be doing what I do today if it wasn't for him? No, I wouldn't. No, I just wouldn't. You know. So of course I give the guy a lot of credit. You know, but I don't hold up Gygax as like this sigil or like this.
He did a great job at making playing pretend mainstream. Yeah. There were games before Gary Gygax. All right, everyone knows that.
Chainmail.
But Gygax helped make this kind of game more, dare I say, mainstream,
accessible. That's called, because that's what they would love. They would love that word, wouldn't they?
Mm-hmm.
But no, overall, I've got nothing bad to say about Gygax, and I would say I've got more good to say about him. I honestly, I'm not someone that gets hung up over him though all that much. And if Wizards are going to be cunts about it, are you shocked? Why would you? Wizards have been shitting all over you for years. See if you still care about the points of what Wizards has to say about anything. I'm sorry, you're not going to make it, mate. You're just not. That's my view on the matter, and this is why we haven't talked about Wizards in so long, because I just don't want to talk about them. I don't find it interesting.
Well, the thing is, for me and you, it's who the fuck cares? Like I said on that, oh, Bob the World Builder's leaving. Who the fuck cares, dude? Vibe check. Fuck off. Get out of here. I don't give a fuck about what Bob the World Builder does. Who gives a fuck? Those people, if someone does not bring you joy, if a company does not make you happy, who gives a fuck what they do? Me and you said, you know what? Fuck it. We'll do it ourselves. Yeah. So we did. We went out and made our own games and made our own headway into the sphere of gameplay, which is finally seeing the light of day it should. I think people would love to play pretend again.
Yeah.
The happiest you'll ever be is a kid playing pretend with your friends. Okay, because there's no video games involved. There's no screens, unless you're online. Even then, it's not like you're watching a movie. But you're talking with people and you're doing stuff. You're trying to envision things in your brain. It expands your creativity. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's just, I think everyone should play some kind of game like this, or a board game, like, I don't know, Catan, or whatever I don't know what to do.
I just think it's good for the play. Like, honestly, I really do. I think, and I think for me personally, like, people would be like, oh, it's therapy, it's all this. I would argue from like role-playing games and doing YouTube and stuff like this, all this sort of stuff is like wrapped up together, and I would say I'm a lot more outgoing. I find it a lot easier to like walk into a room with strangers and just talk to them, you know? For me personally, I think it's done nothing but improve, and like the idea of just being able to like, because I've been able to make like adult friends. Like, how many people do you know that can make adult friends? Like, most people you've been friends with since like what, like middle school or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, how often do you actually make like new adult friends? Not very often, for most people anyway, you know? And let's be serious, for most people, we live in a fucking lonely society. Like, we really do, though. People are fucking lonely. We're more connected than ever before, but yet we're the most lonely society to ever exist. What the fuck happened, you know? And yeah, what?
I mean, probably Netflix binging.
Yeah, that too. Well, social media, all that sort of thing. I don't want to talk about that, if I'll be honest with you. Look, I don't know where we want to go with this. This has been a bit of huge meander. I don't really want to go too much into like, oh, they said this about him. Well, you know what I mean? It's like, well, what do you expect? They're fucking dickheads. You know what I mean? Like, are you shocked that Wizards wants to throw Gygax under the bus? I mean, they've been wanting to do that for years anyway, and they've been very open about that many times. And again, it just leads more towards the idea of, well, these people are evil, therefore we can corrupt it. And like, you know, this was a bad guy. Do you guys not know that he was a bad guy? He wrote some like really he wrote that like women don't really enjoy.
My God, this shit. Like, I'm trying to remain like, I'm trying not to boil my blood over here, but like, if you do anything wrong, people will weaponize that to fucking gills. Like, oh, you said one thing, I guess you're fucking Hitler now. Like, give me people are gonna say out of pocket shit. People are going to think differently than you. But like, the weaponization of, well, you wrong think is like, just fuck you, you're gay.
It is woman aggression at its finest, right? And this is the biggest thing that pisses me off about the online world. This is the thing that really just does my dick in to no end. See, if you're like, I can tell you right now, half the shit you see online would never be said if it had to be said face to face. It just wouldn't.
Absolutely.
Happen. It just wouldn't happen, because what happens if you do face to face? You might get slapped about this place. You know what I mean? Let's be serious. So what do people have to do online?
Saying some guy might rock your fucking jaw and kick you to death because, you know, like, you're like, oh, because people say the most out-of-pocket, horrible shit on online. Like, you got fucking women on here who are saying, like, you know, VTubers going like, hey, I'm going to rape you or find you. And people will say that shit until they realize that, because they know they're safe. You can't find them. You're anonymous on this fucking bitch. If you can say you find someone you don't like, oh, she said this XYZ, I'm going to go harass her.
Yeah.
You can make a fake account on a fake email, completely anonymous, and say the most unhinged, demented shit you can think of.
And you can do it all day, every day, as much as you want, and no one can really stop you. You know, that's completely, like, you know, look, mental illness is a little issue, guys. Just saying. Like, I've been on the internet long enough, and I've seen enough people that are genuinely mentally unhinged to know when the fuck to stay away from some people. Do you know what I mean? Some people you look at and think, you are a danger to society. You know, you are dangerous. Fuck, where was I going with all this? So, shit. I can smell garlic bread. Megan's cooking dinner downstairs, and all I can get is a garlic bread.
Garlic bread.
Yeah, it's melting my brain, so it is. I can't think straight.
But like this shit though, like it's just, you know, they.
Woman, sorry, I got it. Woman aggression.
Good.
This is what they have to resort to. They have to resort to gossiping about you. Oh, did you hear X and Y did this? Oh. And then what else do? They lolly. So they get other people to, oh, you know what? So by gossiping, they like transfer.
Well, then people will believe fucking anything you tell them online. Like, I am the biggest example of that. Like, fucking, you got guys who believe the most insane shit about me just off the bat, because it's like, oh, well, yeah, that was clearly true.
It's being like, of course, the play happened. Like, you know, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, you guys are some of the gayest motherfuckers I've met in my fucking life. You guys suck dick for bus fares and walk home. Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Like, Like, and people believe it just to spread hate. Like, if people don't like you online, God fucking help you, dude. Like, it's the most insane shit. If people have even a slightest dislike towards you, they'll believe any insane bullshit anyone spits about you.
Yeah, exactly. It really could. I would say for me personally, I don't mind people slagging us off online. Like, you know, like that's part of the whole. That's just the way it is. You know what I mean? If you want to do something online, you want to be online.
But it all comes to a head here in a great example. You know, you have Gary Gygax. The dude raised a family. He's obviously a good guy. He never killed anybody. We found out about.
Yeah, well, I'll give him that.
Well, there's no like racial slurs. He wasn't like pro-slavery. He just wrote a story. Yeah. Okay, that's what really gets me. There's no proof of Gary Gygax never said, you know what, I want to own blacks. He never said that. He never said that. He never said, you know what I hate? I hate women with rights. He never said that.
I mean,
he raised a family of daughters. He had a wife. Like I don't know the deepest lore about the guy, but he's clearly not a fucking monster. All right, like. But he writes a story. He writes a story in a world, in a lore where, oh, God forbid, slavery is present, or like, you know, oh, like he writes a story about, oh, like, and the men are, you know, they're all fighting men, gar, and it's like, oh, well, clearly he's a racist, sexist. Like, are you fucking kidding me? The amount of mental gymnastics the modern internet goer on the left jumps through to demonize people is fucking aggravating.
It is. It's really bad.
Well, I walked into a game store looking for some fun, but the deck I found nearly made me turn and run. Cards full of chaos, mayhem, and dismay, singing, hey, diddle, diddle, your game's going astray. It's a deck of many triggers, oh, it ain't for the faint of heart. Draw a card, lose your mind, watch your whole world fall apart. From gore to quirks to curses, it'll shake up your campaign. The deck of many triggers gonna drive you insane. Drew a card and suddenly I quadrupled in size. Now I'm huffing and I'm puffing, can barely open my eyes. My armor's busted open, my sword feels like a toothpick. This ain't nobody positive, it's just plain old mean trick. It's a deck of many triggers, oh, it ain't for the faint of heart. Draw a card, lose your mind, watch your whole world fall apart. Next thing you know, blood's just a memory. Health bars floating overhead like some video game theory. Can't bleed till you're indoors, then it's a horror show. Organs spilling, flesh appealing, that's how the game will go. Then suddenly facts don't matter anymore. Change your stats to fit your views, leave the GM sore. Shout fake news at every turn, feelings are what count. Check your privilege, bucko, as the tensions start to mount. It's a deck of many triggers, oh, it ain't for the faint of heart. Draw a card, lose your mind, watch your whole world fall apart. Oh, now I can't touch no one, kept 6 feet away. Can't shake, can't high five on this cursed game day. And don't get me started on giving away all my loot, leaving me with empty pockets, no chance for pursuit. Some effects are so spicy they might clear out the room. Talking about identity, privilege, and doom. But we're here to roll some dice and slay a dragon or two. Not argue about real life, that ain't what we came to do. This deck's got more triggers than a gun show in Texas, stirring up more trouble than a tornado in Kansas. From PC culture to gore galore, it's one wild ride. Better buckle up, partners, and take it all in stride. So next time you're gaming and things seem too tame, just draw from this deck and watch your friends go insane. But remember, partner, when you're feeling triggered and sore, it's just a game after all, don't take it too serious, y'all. And things seem too tame, just draw from this deck and watch your friends go insane. But remember, partner, when you're feeling triggered and sore, it's just a game after all, don't take it too serious, y'all.
You know what? While we're on this rant and this tangent, what's the whole deal with this wife jack at the minute? Have you seen all this sort of stuff? Like, you know, the wife jack meme? And people are arguing.
Wife jack.
Yeah, it's like, you know, the wee ginger Wojak thing. It's really big.
I'm trying to Google it, see what pops up. Oh, okay.
Right, so...
Well, I know, like, Ginger Harmony is good.
Yeah.
a lot of shit about it.
So, like, I'm seeing a lot of people talk about it, and, like, there's a big thing about, like, Nick Fuentes at the minute. Like, everyone's trying to say Nick Fuentes is secretly gay. He is gay! I don't know where this is going. No, he actually is. Have you not seen him, like, dressed up as a cat girl? He literally had, like, a wee Filipino boyfriend at one point. Like, come on. Like,
oh, yeah.
I don't get why people are like, yeah, he's secretly gay. How long have you been on the internet for if you do not know this? Like, Jesus Christ, you know?
Let's see. According to Vagrant of Rhodes, wife jack serves as a great demarcation line in the political right between people who are legitimately invested in the future via families and have a positive view of traditional feminine masculine dynamics versus closeted homosexuals cosplaying at right-wing politics on behalf of the feds to sabotage genuine right-wing culture influence while grifting off collective misery.
I mean, like, I really don't understand it because, like, if I'll be honest with you, a lot of, like, some of the wife stuff I think is kind of funny, but, like, Megan just doesn't get on like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, some of the stuff, like, some of the more ridiculous ones that I've seen, I was like, mate, I couldn't be dealing with that. Like, genuinely. It's like, no, it's endearing. It's like, I don't know. Megan likes to be like, but I'm not like the other girls. Actually not like
I'm not like the other girls.
Yeah. Like, unironically, but it's like one of those ones where I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know. Like, some of the wife jack stuff I do think is funny, but I really don't understand a lot of the mindset behind it, and I've been trying to, like, work it out or to decipher it. Maybe it's more like an American thing. I don't know. But Megan, I
don't know.
Like, I could work it out personally.
I see a lot of that and the little dog dude a lot too.
The chill dog. Yeah, I feel like
chill dog.
I feel like I'm getting old, so I am. Where I'm like, what is this meme? What is this format? I don't understand it.
Hey, this isn't a fucking PeePee frog. Who is this?
Wait, this is why you don't need to reinvent the wheel. We already got PeePee. You know what I mean? He's a great little guy. You know, he's just a sweet little guy. You know. Anyway.
You're a wife jack, sir.
Yeah. So yeah.
Billions must smile.
Look, I don't know where else to go with this. It is kind of interesting that Elon Musk is talking about wizards, though. Like, that is kind of insane to think about, because to me they just exist in, like, completely different, like, vacuums. You know, like, two things.
Wizards, the acquisition of D&D by Wizards and having it completely turn on the head and attack the original creators, is honestly just fucking mind-boggling.
It's not,
and
really,
it's by far.
I would.
Well, it truly is. I know. I believe, despite all the memes, it's truly mind-boggling how a franchise, how a game, how a thing could be completely 180'd by a controlling force and used to batter, attack, and disparage the original creators. Like, it's honestly shocking how the fuck and how they got away with it, or is trying to get away with it.
I've got one for your Garblo. I'm gonna lean into the schizo conspiracy theory, right?
Oh, here we go.
Wizards incredibly bloated to the point of I have no idea how they even turn a profit. Like, genuinely, I don't know how they make money because they just keep pumping out shit. Like, genuinely, I have no idea where their money's coming from. So, what do you think?
It's a weird brand loyalty thing.
So, what do you think the chances are? Well, yeah, I'll talk about that in a second. What do you think the chances are that Wizards is literally just propped up by BlackRock as some form of, like, propaganda machine?
You know what? In the past, I would have said, "Fuck off, James."
Exactly.
But now it's like
I'd rather not think about that.
It's just like I mean, you hope you just say, like, no, James, you're being fucking
James,
stupid. Fuck off.
But
But now it's like it almost seems too obvious.
Yeah, yeah. It feels like too out. It feels like, you know what? There's a little possibility of that. You know, the other thing is, maybe it's just because I'm so divorced from, like, the American psyche. I feel like, because, like, I just don't really hang about with anyone even, like, remotely left leaning, like, at all. Like, in my, like, real day-to-day life, like, I don't actually know anyone anymore. Like, I'd say, like, maybe, like, years ago.
Well, thing is,
I think people change all the time. Like, I used to be very left-leaning.
the thing is, like, I know some, but they're all classic liberals. Like, they're basically gun coding liberals. They're not the new liberal, and some of them are even gay. You know, like, it's so funny hearing a gay guy say, "Man, I hate new gays."
I mean, I don't blame them. I don't blame them either. But this is the thing that gets me. It's like, I just don't understand how something like this could be popular, because I've never interacted with someone like in real life, or even I very rarely interact with people online that have these sort of like viewpoints and ideals. And I mean, that's probably not good for me, because I probably should be putting myself in more.
I'm sure you'll. Well, you gotta go either to a big city or a college campus. That's where most of the shit is.
I need to understand more though of what is pushing people in this mindset and why they're going in such a direction.
We should grab some asshole and fucking bring them on here. We'll fucking drill them. Like, hey, fucking explain yourself, would you? Like, just explain what the fuck you're on. Like how down the juice pill are you right now? Just tell me.
I might have to do that. I'll see what I can find. You know, I'll see if I can look into that maybe, because I just don't get it. I can understand. I love the. I think it was by Churchill. I love the quote by Churchill. If you're 16 and not left-leaning, you're heartless. And if you're not right-leaning at 30, you're stupid. And you know what? I think it's a great saying. You know, I really do. I really buy into that. But again, at the same time, I feel like the world is just completely and utterly turned on its head. Like, you know, from where we are today. And I don't think, like, left-leaning politics. And this is the other thing as well. Like, you know, see, years ago, I really said I never wanted to do politics. I really wanted to just focus on, like, games. I want to focus on 40k. I want to focus on tabletop games. That's what I want to focus on. But it forced itself on me, you know, and that's kind of just what happened. I felt like more and more it just got forced upon me, to the point of now, well, it's one of the same thing, because you could definitely argue that, again, Wizards of the Coast, especially with stuff like Radiant Citadel, for instance, or even what they're putting out even like here, is just critical race theory propaganda, for lack of a better word. You know, it's kind of sad, innit?
If you actually go and like read their shit, it's just you just kind of sigh.
Yeah.
Like I get depressed reading fucking modern Wizards D&D books. Like, it just sucks your soul out. Like, honestly, you're like, this is so stupid.
Is there any better way they could have done it? And again, like, that's where I believe it must be a propaganda machine, being pumped full of money by BlackRock to keep making this stuff, because I just don't see how it turned profit, like, genuinely. Right, sorry, back on topic. How would Elon make Wizards of the Coast profitable and also make it great again? I still think he would have gone with the virtual tabletop stuff, mostly because, again, they need to turn profit. I would make the virtual tabletop stuff a thing. I would let it exist, but I would not change the business practice.
See,
I would
here's the thing. If I had a way to go onto a VTT, if I could just drop shit, boom, 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 and just like click and drag goblins or wherever the hell I want to drag, or bandits, and go drag, drop, and populate a map just with things, all while it tracks combat. The players can track all their actions. Like it'd be handy. It'd be fucking handy.
You know what would be cool, actually? What do you call that game? Thinking simulator, like War Simulator or something like that. Do you remember that one where you could like drop nukes and stuff? Let me get the name of it. What was it called again? It's in my.
But no, like, but while you're finding that, it's just like it's silly to think that it'd be bad. No, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be bad. People get like you have the fucking VTT in IRL as well. You just have a big TV turned upwards, and y'all use that thing because it's not burning through fucking paper. You know, it is more sustainable to use a virtual media even in IRL games. But even like if I like say Elon went like full retard and literally made like a Baldur's Gate game, but actually customizable, and you can have a DM doing stuff and having DM do stuff. Like it'd be awesome because you can do stuff seamlessly. You have an auto, like say you type in like castle battle map ruins, and it populates a random map made custom, like spits it out.
Ultimate epic.
You can play a lot quicker.
That's what I was looking for. Ultimate.
Remember
that game? Yeah.
But thing is, like, it's completely stupid and ignorant to say, it'd be bad. No, it wouldn't. All the OSR boomers can suck my entire schlong dingle dongle. All right, it'd be fucking handy to have that access to that tool.
So what you're saying is like a Gmod of sorts, almost?
Not really. I mean, I would say still be top down.
Yeah.
So still top down or tiltable, because I do like tiltable stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if a DM can go, okay, you'll abandon attack. You can just click, drag, drop, and paste all these bandits on an auto-gen map, boom, like that.
Do you think
that neither the DM or players have any idea what's going to be because it's all randomly populated. And actually, it is a better game experience, you know. And a player can go, okay, click, 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 and do a spell. Drag that spell to a target in range, auto-calculated, auto-templated, and then boom, does damage. It would basically be a narrative video game.
So
honestly, it'd be a narrative video game.
Would that be moddable in Baldur's Gate? So let's say you could set this up as like a player control, like, you know, they've got map maker set up and it's very intuitive and it's easy to just drag and drop. Like, I want everything to be drag and drop very quick, very easy. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Could this be achievable within Baldur's Gate, for instance? You know, and again, like, you maybe
I'm not saying I'm not a dev. I wouldn't know. My mind is not pushed that far into technology. I understand the itty bitty bits, but I don't understand the nitty gritty of it.
I think it would be a very cool concept, and I would love to see that as an entity exist. I think it would be very valuable, and I think I would definitely be interested in it. But again, it's one of those ones. I just don't like the way Wizards has decided they don't want to do anything IRL anymore. They want to do away with pen and paper altogether. You know, that's my biggest issue because.
But the thing is, Wizards couldn't make a goddamn fucking grilled cheese sandwich at this point, dude. Like, they just fuck up everything they do.
Sad. It is and it isn't, because again, it leads the way to other people being able to do what they want. And again, this is kind of what I see, even in business. See the amount of people that I know that are doing incredibly well to like big bloated companies. It feels like, so say if you wanted to start a business like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, your goal would be, I want to have a big business with like, say, like 50 people working for me. But like, I've came across so many people that are like 21 and they're pulling in 50,000 a month, and they have 2 Filipinos that answer emails, and that's it. You know, like, I feel like we're at a time period where, especially with like the use of AI, can help streamline companies and businesses and be able to make you so much more adaptable and make you so much more efficient at what you do. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm a really big fan of all of this sort of stuff, but are tabletop RPGs art? And I think that's really the biggest question of it all. And can you make art a commodity? And I feel like that's what
you can.
They're turning it too much into a commodity to the point of where you could argue the same thing that happened to video games. Are video games art? In certain examples, yes, I think they most definitely are. In other examples, they are not. You know?
No. Okay. Simple example. Is a really bad stick figure drawing art?
If it's done with love by a 3-year-old, yes.
No. If I take a piece of paper and draw a shitty stick man, is it art?
Does he have character like Morph? Do you know who Morph is?
No. I'm asking you, if I draw a shitty stick figure, is it art?
Probably not.
Probably not. So a shitty video game is not going to be art. A shitty TTRPG is not going to be art. If it's a really good picture, dare I say Mona Lisa-esque, then yes, that is art. If a game is on par with fucking Metal Gear, then yeah, it's fucking art. Anything that is shitty, despite being of the same fucking format, is not going to be art. It's going to be a shit game or a shit book or.
What about the Human Centipede? Does that count as art?
It's definitely horror art. I'll tell you that fucking much.
You know what? I love the argument for art. What constitutes art? Some of them makes you feel differently than what you felt before you interacted.
The reaction.
I got that.
Does it elicit emotion? Does it elicit emotion from the person watching?
And I think, like, you know, again, back to my point, like, you know, if a 3-year-old draws you a picture and it's a wee stick man and they say that's you and hand it to you, you know, that's definitely art. When it comes to an adult that can actually draw, it's a shitty stick man. Well, I mean, like, you know, maybe it's a bit endearing, you know, but for the most part, let's be serious. I don't know. Like, this whole video is a meandering mess. I don't know where to go with it. I don't know where we want to go.
That's why we're here.
We are currently 1 hour and 8 minutes in, and I kind of want to play Diablo. Ozzy asked me the other day, he wanted to play something on the PC, so I was looking at what I had, and there was honestly nothing in Steam that I thought was interesting, so I opened up Blizzard just to have a look, and I saw they were giving away Diablo 4 as like a test thing, so it's like free at the minute, and still free for the next few days, so I've been playing that with him, and he actually loves it. He really enjoys Diablo, so he does, although he doesn't like it whenever I fight demons in it. He only likes it whenever I'm fighting like skeletons and stuff, because he thinks the demons are a bit too scary, you know? And he doesn't like me whenever I play a necromancer with blood abilities, because again, too scary. But I think it's still funny. He likes the barbarian, but I can't wear a helmet with the barbarian because they're all like helmets with horns, and he thinks horns are evil, so can't do that either. You know, I think it's very sweet, but that's my plan of action for tonight. Is anyone shocked by any of this, though? Like, is there anything else to really put on this at all, Garbu? Do you want to say anything? Is there anything we can add to this? You know what we can say? We have to put up with unironic faggots like this. I'm not even going to bleep this because I just don't care at this point. We have to put up with beta, gimbazoid, limp-wristed, limp-dicked faggots, for lack of a better word, and this is what we have to share our hobby with, and I'm kind of just sick of it, and that's why I do my own things. I play my own games, and I just like to avoid all this whole mindset. This is just not for me personally. If you like to do that, that's up to you, but I just don't want anything to do with this. It's sad. It's really sad. And but are you shocked? Nah. It's just the way the world's going, you know. Anything you want to add, Garbo? Anything worth saying?
It's just one of those things where, like, there are some people, like, there are always people in the world who want to do things the right way. They want to, it's going to sound like I'm dick riding Elon, but more or less, Elon has the money to do things that I want to do. I like to unlock certain things. And Elon, for better or for worse, is a guy who goes, you know what? Fuck it. The truth, I want to tell it. You know, in like you want to actually, you know what? Fuck you guys. I want to buy you. I want to fix you, make you better. And he did. If anyone could fix the shit heap that is current D&D, it'd be fucking Elon.
Like, if I ever become a billionaire, please let me be like Elon billionaire and not like Mark Zuckerberg billionaire, please. Or like, well, you know what? Have you seen what Jeff Bezos is making at the minute?
What's that?
Jeff Bezos. Clock. Okay, clock in the now. I'll just go with this one. So he's building a 10,000-year clock. So he is. He's in his what would we call this? His Pharaoh era. Jeff Bezos spends
Pharaoh era.
Yeah, he's building monuments to outlive him. Jeff Bezos spends $42 million to build a massive clock that just ticks once a year for the next 10,000 years. But why? Because he wants to be a pharaoh. He wants to be like an Egyptian. You know what? If I was a billionaire, I'd be building monuments in my own honor. I'm just putting it out there, guys. I don't care. Jeans, that's kind of narcissistic. Do I care though? You know, I'd be building shit like the Taj Mahal. Okay, guys. You know, what would you be doing?
Well, the thing is, you have people like, you know, him building this giant clock, and there's Elon going, I'm making rockets.
Yeah,
you know,
Jeff's building rockets as well. Are they as cool? Nah.
I'm pretty sure the two guys locked in space still due to fucking Jeff Bezos.
Oh god. But yeah, so you know what? That's just a thing that exists. And if I ever became a billionaire, would you buy Wizards if you were given the opportunity, Garber?
I would rip that company out of their fucking hands with money, and I would beat them all to the fucking curb and say, get the fuck out of here if I could. Like, if I had the money, I would literally rip that company out of their goddamn hands and make sure they walk home. On dog, bro.
Yeah, I think for me personally, I think I would, if I had the money and it was just like disposable cash, because let's be serious, it may as well be disposable cash to these people. Like $1 billion, what? Like, you know, that's kind of like what, like less than 1% of their bank accounts for a lot of these guys. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure they'll be just fine. They could definitely fork the money out if they really wanted to. For me, I think what I would do is I would buy it and I would just dismantle it and just really create the whole OGL thing again and just let it be a complete open source sort of event. Like, what I would do is I would let people submit like books and stuff and give them like a solid like cut percentage profit wise stuff. You know what I mean? I would make it very heavy user focused content. Does that make sense? So and I think this is true for most people that end up like writing books for like D&D and stuff. What happens with a lot of people, I think, is they create a campaign, they run the campaign, and their players go, that was decent, I absolutely loved that, that was such a fun game, I would love to play that again. And what happens with a lot of these guys is, all right, well, you know what, I'll write it down, sure, you know. And then why would you not set it up in a way where this new version, this James's version of Wizards, let's just call it that for lack of a better word, you just submit stuff, and it's not going to be like the DM guild, like, you know, I'm going to make it more like just better than that. I really would, and I would try and give it, because again, I want to dismantle the company. I would almost make the IP just so super available to anyone. I would just tear it apart and just let the people have it. Is that not the most left-leaning thing I think I've ever seen? I would tear it down and give it to the people. So there you go.
Oy vey.
Yeah, I would tear it down and give hand wizards over to the DMs. How does that sound? I would take the means of production. That's what I would do.
I would seize the means of playing pretend and give it to the people.
Yeah, that's my view on the matter. That's what I would go for. Is there anything else worth bringing up here, Garbo? I don't want to talk about wizards again for another while. I'm not going to talk about wizards for another while. And if you guys want to look up and find out what's happening with all the Soyjaks that are bitching and shitting themselves and moaning about Elon talking, like having the nerve to even talk about any of this sort of stuff, to even comment on this, you should see them. They're fucking going into down mode. Beautiful. I love it. I live for this type of shit. You can go ahead and check it out yourself, because I just don't care about these people. A lot of these people actually just give me they give me anxiety looking at them. Do you know what I mean? Like, have you ever...
They give me anxiety
No,
looking
because
at them.
like, you know, the thing is, there's nothing more... Don't get me wrong, see, when it comes to like Soyjaks, you need to be more wary about them, because they're snidey, malicious little creatures. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't trust them, because they're so fucking weak and pathetic that they have to just do the most disgusting fucking tactics imaginable, and they'll do it with glee, so they will, because they're just such fucking dickless freaks, for lack of a better word. I absolutely despise them as a whole. You know what I mean? I'm really at the point of I don't even like looking at these human beings. You know what I mean? Like, you just
air quote human beings.
Yeah, they're just not for me anymore. You know,
these fucking pod people.
They're just pod people, man. Like, they're just pod people, and I don't care what type of face that they try and put on. Like, I'm so friendly, I'm so nice, I am the best human being ever. I just want everyone to get along. Whatever happened to D&D's for everyone? Is D&D for everyone? Is it? Or is it not for Elon? Is it? That's interesting. That's very interesting, isn't it?
Only white middle class males play D&D.
Only quadriplegic, indigenous,
black, lesbian, they, them, transsexual
can play D&D.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Okay, and you know what? I'm more than happy. I as we said at the start.
And if you don't like that, you're a bigot.
You're a fucking bigot. I am so like I fear for your soul if you still If you still play 5e, that's completely fine. I would strongly advise there's tons of people that are there's even people to this day that are putting out, that are writing decent 5e content. Just don't buy wizard stuff, and if you are, buy it secondhand, for the love of God. And even then, the last book I would recommend to anyone would be like Rime of the Frost Maiden, and that came out almost 5 years ago, guys. It's been half a decade since Wizards have even put out something that I could even remotely say, like, yeah, that was actually pretty good. I would buy that, definitely. You know, how sad's that? I think we're in a sad timeline, but things are getting better. That's all I can say. That's my views on the matter. I feel like for so long we had nothing but like darkness at the end of the tunnel, and I'm starting to see light. And I feel like times are changing. You know, I feel like I'm gonna burst out into song here with Bob Dylan. The times they are changing. Do, 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 do. I don't know. Look. Deck of many triggers. That's why you need to back the deck of many triggers, guys, because it triggers some rebels. It's also kind of fun. You guys might actually enjoy it if you're an hour and a half into this video. Trust me, you players are gonna love it. You should definitely check it out. And once I take this order to the printers, we're never doing a second print of this. If you want to make sure you get
the gilded Soyjak.
Yeah, look, you guys will find it. Trust me, there's a reason why we've only shown 10 cards, because we can't really show the other cards. You know, you guys will have to wait and find that for yourself. But it adds to the mystery. But look, links to all that down below. Garbu, do you have anything to shell? Anything you want to talk about?
Iron 2 be coming out here in a little bit in the spring, doing job art, expanding jobs, getting more art done.
Oh,
what's
it. Your problems at the minute? You've had these problems with Soyjaks saying you're an AI artist or an AI writer, aren't you?
So currently I'm the head writer and head VO for the Starbound channel. It's basically a humanity fuck yeah short story channel.
Yeah.
And of course, Reddit got so booty blasted that we're doing so well. Reddit tried to smear us. So basically, you know what? Let's upload the stories to Reddit. They might enjoy reading them. So one guy named Reddit goes, okay, I'll put it on fucking Reddit. So he's uploading stories very slowly, and the guys who run that subreddit banned Radio. He's like, well, why the fuck I get banned? And they try to say that we're clearly AI, that we use AI writers, AI readers, and you know, because the guy uses AI for the splash cards because we're doing 2 videos per day.
Yeah.
Like we can't afford artists to make art for it. So, but they said basically, oh, they're AI, and like we went into we were trying to argue with them on Reddit, and they banned us all for trying to argue with them. And I went to the Discord, and basically the guys are so thin-skinned and so fucking pussified, they literally banned us all from the Discord. And even the guy who runs the channel, you know what? Fuck those dudes.
Yeah,
you know, like,
good for him. Genuinely, like I feel like.
Imagine that Reddit being gay. Shocker.
Could you imagine? As I've said, dickless, spineless little Soyjak fucking gimpazoids, and I would love to. You know, do you remember that episode of Game of Thrones, the Viper in the Mountain? You know, when they, like honestly.
Oh yeah.
Like you know, have you ever
the duel?
Have you ever felt that leech before?
A few times.
Yeah. You know exactly that type of leech. You know what that feels like, where you just want to fucking crush someone's skull with your hand. You know. But anyway, look.
Just plunge my thumbs into your eyeballs and hear you scream the entire time. Yeah. I've had a few times.
I think look, most people have felt that emotion, at least a handful.
There are guys IRL who avoid because they know I'll probably fucking rip their goddamn faces apart, like because they know I'll do it. Like, oh hey, I know who you are, and I'll literally attack you on sight.
Yeah,
I'll literally do it.
What was the guy you bought a beer for as well, and then he started talking shit about you online?
Bro, like just some random dude. I was like, it's like, oh, you're cool, you know, because it does happen like kind of all the time. Like this isn't like a fucking like a fist pump, but people go, hey, are you Garber? Like, hey, how you doing? You know, and like I'll hang out with him and talk with him, and like if I'm having a drink, I'll buy them a drink because it's kind of the parlay in the Midwest, you know. If you're like, hey, new friend, here, have a beer on me, you know. There's nothing too expensive. And me and this guy are chatting, you know, and I buy him a beer, and he goes back online, starts talking shit. I was like, are you fucking for real? What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, I can only be thankful I've only ever been recognized once. Well, as far as I'm aware, maybe people like, you know, probably have recognized me before, you know, but I've only been recognized once as far as I'm aware, in person. So like, you know, that's not the one. I think that's pretty good for most standards, you know.
For most standards,
for most standards, I mean, like, you know, I would say am I more infamous? Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, look, I'm not talking
infamous. Ooh. Oh my.
Look, all I'm saying is I'm not talking about Wizards again until something really big happens. And again, this is probably the most biggest controversial fella that is at the minute on the internet, Elon. Whether you love him or hate him, he's
Gary Gygax.
He's a big player in the human sphere. At this very moment in time, you know, I would say he's probably easily in the top 5 most influential people of the past, like, what, 2 years maybe, a little bit. So like, you know, it's definitely worth something bringing up. I am not talking about Wizards again until something like on par with this happens, and that could be years away. And quite frankly,
or tomorrow, you never know.
Well, yeah, it could happen. You know, like they could, like, you know, the headquarters might set on fire. That would be funny. You know what? No, I can't joke about that. But just in case. Anyway, look, you can check out all this stuff for yourself and make your own minds up about this. Gygax was an interesting and different human being. He was definitely a man of his own time period. Does he fit into today's modern world? No. I feel the same way though. There's a good quote from. Have you ever seen the movie Patton, Garbo?
Yeah, I've seen Patton.
So like, do you remember when they say to
have I seen Patton?
Yeah,
you fucking asshole.
Well, of course I have to ask. Here, you've never seen Train Spotting, so don't even try and hit me with that shit. Have you watched Train Spotting yet? Watch Train Spotting, go do it. Anyway, there's a bit in it where they say, you know, you would have been a great general for Napoleon if you were born in the 18th century. And he turns to him and says, but I was, sir. I can't remember the exact wording. And I feel like that sometimes, you know, I don't feel like I fit into the 21st century at all. I don't feel like I fit it here at all. I feel like I'm locked in a time capsule. You know, I feel like I born into a time that I just don't fit into. Would you agree? What would you say about that, Garbo, at all? Or am I meandering?
Tips fedora, my lady.
For in this moment, I am euphoric.
in this one moment, I am euphoric.
I am euphoric, for I am. You do not get it. I am Patton. Oh fuck! You know what? Actually, you know what? While we're on the topic of Napoleon, and there's another great. I'm sorry, guys. I don't even give a fuck. You guys can turn the video off if you want. There's I love my favorite quote of Napoleon was I can't remember exactly how it said, but he says essentially, I spend don't mess with me. I spend 80,000 lives in a month, and back then, like, you know, that's a serious threat and whatnot. But if you go to like World War I standards, like 100 years later, like, you know, the idea of losing 80,000 men in a month is such a devastating loss, unheard of, you know. And then you go move 100 years into the future, and it's like, yeah, you can do that in a day now, so you can. And like, you know,
Yeah.
and like, you know, if you really want to go even further, if you come to today, another 100 years from that, I mean, you can do that in a few seconds, you know, not even seconds, milliseconds, you know, to vaporize an entire fucking army. So, you know, have you seen where we're trying to speed on World War III at the minute, Garbo? I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop this video, guys. I don't care. I'm just meandering, and it feels like it's been that long.
I don't care.
You know, like, it's been like two weeks since we recorded the video. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it feels like it's been longer.
So we're both out doing stuff. You got your online sales thing. I'm expanding out and doing more stuff. I mean, it's just one of those things where more or less this is kind of like it's basically our weekly fucking spew fest. Me and you talk about stuff.
Pretty much. It's like, why do you guys not leave the threads? Because I feel like I'm just not feeling it today, guys. Okay, maybe it's something to bounce off of at best. Okay.
We're saying that modern 4chan sucks cock.
Yeah, there's not many great threads these days. I'm kind of, you know what? Can we do like a fitness video next week? I want to do a fitness video.
Sure.
I want to talk.
We can go /fit/CGL. There's all kinds of threads we can branch out to.
I want to do like maybe I wanted to focus on the neckbeard approach to lifting weights and how to get fit. How does that sound? Will we do
if
that?
you want to have a good video, go to /FPH on fit. That's fat people hate.
No, it's not that bad.
Here. Here, I'll show you this. If you want to have a good video, well, you'll just have a look at this, and we'll be talking for hours.
I will say, oh, for fuck's sake, what is that thing? Feeling super cute today. That is what I'm on about. This is a demon. That is a demon. That's not a real human being. What are they?
That's a demon.
That is a fucking demon and a half. Also, by the way, guys, I just hit 40 pounds. So I have. So today's the 26th. Let me go. Let me see. Let me go on ChatGPT. Let me go on here 1 second. See how many days has that been. Sorry, I'll finish the video after this. So today is the 26th of November.
There is nothing worse than watching a fat cosplayer cosplaying your favorite characters. Like, oh, you piece of.
Wait.
How dare you?
2nd September. Today is the 26th of November, and I started losing weight on 2nd September. I weighed 18 stone, and today I weigh 15 stone. How much weight? Right, let's see. To calculate how much weight you've lost each week, let's start to determine the total. So it's a total of 40 pounds of loss in total. So
Nice.
And so that's 0.
Are we still live?
No, yeah, I'm still recording, by the way. So you've lost approximately 3.5 pounds a week. So I have since I started. So like, you know, look, you know what? I'll give you guys. I already kind of did something like that. But do you want to? Will we give a fit video next week? I'm kind of feeling it. I want to.
Sure.
So I want something a wee bit different. So I think that's what we're going to do. So yeah, if you're not interested in any of that type of shit, just don't bother showing up next week. But if you are interested in it, you know, here, look, we can sort nerds out. We can get you fucking massive. All right, I'll get you massive. All right, you can trust me, okay? You just do the fucking work. Anyway, look, hope you guys enjoyed this one. As always, see you next time. Bye bye.